experience. It's the teacher of all things. Its lessons propel you forward to overcome obstacles and learn how far you can go. It's what makes you, you. And it's at the heart of every Macquarie University degree. It means you can combine virtual and on-campus learning and personalise your degree. With courses co-created by industry leaders and degrees with inbuilt internships, you learn directly from those with experience. When you're powered by our collective, you get the experience you need to get ahead. You become more than just you. You become you to the power of us. Macquarie University.
So good morning. Morning and welcome to Macquarie University, but also welcome to this morning's graduation. It's a very special occasion, particularly for graduands on my right. They'll be jumping out of their skins for today, and family and friends who've come to support them, which is great as well. I ask that all mobile phones be turned to silent. We'd appreciate that. You're welcome to take photographs, but we ask that you don't stand and impede the view of people behind. We ask that you don't stand in the centre aisle nor approach the stage at any time. If we need to leave the hall for whatever reason, please follow the instructions of the security staff. They're here, they will be here if we need them, and we haven't needed them so far. So we'll keep our fingers crossed. If you've left flowers or bags in the cloakroom, please make sure you collect those as soon as possible at the end of the ceremony. Today's ceremony will be streamed live on Macquarie University's YouTube channel, and it's proven to be a hit, so to speak, with family and friends overseas or interstate. The feedback that the university is receiving has just been outstanding. So there's that aspect. Graduate or graduands, you're not graduates yet, just be patient. Your graduands, if you've ordered plaques, frames or anything like that, please collect those at the end of the ceremony, and you might want to order them as well. They're outside. You have to go out the back and around. Also available are portrait facilities. So if you want to have a portrait of yourself rather than the official one here and the official one, you'll get the official one anyway, with family and friends, that's available also in a room behind the hall, and you'll need to go outside to get to that one as well. I think that's it for the moment from this side. Now I need to go over to the other side and talk to the graduates. There we go. The graduands. You don't like that term just yet, do you? You've probably graduated somewhere else, haven't you? If not here, and that's a shame if it was somewhere else. Anyway, congratulations to everyone. That's a wonderful achievement, and this is the best way to celebrate that. What's the process this morning? We know what today's all about, so I won't go over that, but the process. The official party will enter the graduation hall and take their positions on stage. You'll be asked to stand for that. The national anthem will be played, and we ask you to remove your bonnets, your trenches, your mortarboards, or whatever they used to be called. At the end of that, when you sit down, pop them back on, and the tassel is on the left. Okay? Generally, they will always end up there, but I think because of the black trenches, they're sort of stitched in place. I don't think they can go anywhere else. But if they do, there'll be some helpers around the back to help you find them. You've sat down, there'll be a welcome to country from Uncle Chris Tobin, and he will address you from this lectern. Following that, the presiding officer, who is the Pro-Chancellor, he will address you from this lectern. Then he will introduce the occasional speaker. Occasional speaker is like a guest speaker, but universities seem to use the term occasional speaker. I don't know why, only because they come here occasionally, I guess. So they'll address you from here. Then comes the important part. It's when the presiding officer will change you from graduands to graduates. So he will confer your degrees upon you. As I said, you'll be asked to stand for that. Now he'll seek assurances from the registrar, from this lectern, that you've satisfied all of the requirements for the award of your degree. You all look pretty solemn. There's someone here didn't. I'm sure you all have, haven't you? You wouldn't be here, would you, really? All said and done. So it's a formal part of the ceremony, okay? We know you have, so it's a requirement, so to speak. So your degrees will be conferred upon you. You'll be asked to sit down. An usher will collect the back row, take you around the back, and you'll be given one of these. You might have a slightly different one, but don't worry, you'll get one, but it'll be slightly different to this, I think. Your name's here, and that's important for people around the back who delivers these to you, who gives them to you. Inside is your testament and your academic transcripts. Okay? You'll be asked to hold it like that. And that's for the purposes of the photographer and your photograph. You'll be asked to, oh, by the way, if you have you have mobile phones, because you wouldn't have come into the hall if you didn't. If you have a pocket, please put it in your pocket. Okay? If you don't have a pocket, bring it with you. Don't leave it behind. We don't want 30 or 40, 50 mobile phones hanging around without owners. We'll put your phone in, this is your phone. Put your phone in your left hand and we'll put that in front and you hold it like that. Okay? It's a good trick, isn't it? Yeah? So you hold it like that. There's a ramp behind that hall or wall there. You walk up that ramp and you'll meet somebody at the top of that ramp who will check your name. Okay, so you check your name out the back when you get this, check your name at the top of the ramp, and when you go across to the presenting officer, which is that lectern on your right, your name will be, obviously he will check your name because he likes to look around and see a name and see you, for that matter. So you come up to that position. There's a cross on the floor. We ask you to stand in the proximate position there, that cross. And that's for the presenting officer to turn around and just check that there is someone there. Presenting officer will read your name. Now, in majority of cases, you read your name and then you'll walk across the stage. Now, Masters of Research this morning? Okay, good. The presenting officer will read your name, and the doctorates will read the title of your thesis as well. Okay? So don't leave that spot until that has been he's finished reading the title of your thesis. Then you can come across. Okay? And I don't know who's presenting this morning, but the presenting officer will acknowledge you by touching their bonnet and acknowledging your degree. We ask you that you reciprocate and do that to them as well. Okay? Then you can walk across to this point here for your photographs. Now, if by chance you get to here and you realise, oh, I didn't do this, don't worry. You don't have to go back and have another go. So just keep walking across. Here, Pro-Chancellor's here, and shake hands. And the official photographer will be down there, to take your photograph. Now, the other crucial point here is that this photograph is your official graduation photograph. Aside from every other photograph that's been taken, this is your official one. So the important part is that you make it the best photograph that's ever been taken of you. And the best way to accomplish that is smile. Okay? Smile when the photograph's being taken. Practice. A lot of people don't. And why I say that is that when you leave here after the ceremony, all the photographs are on a wall out the back. And you go and look at yours and you say, oh, I don't like that. You can't come back and have another go. Okay? So it's a one-off only. So, as I say, make it the best photograph that's ever been taken. So you've shaken the Pro-Chancellor's hand. And I normally say this, but a couple of times I forgot, and I should have. Don't go down the centre stairs, please. Walk across here, through that opening. Now, I emphasise through that opening. We had the other day 2 people wanted to jump over the ropes and onto the floor, and they did, right? Fortunately, there was no damage or injuries occurred, but and they did that initially, and that's why we put the ropes up, but they're still doing it, okay? So through that opening, down the ramp, back to your row, and keep walking into that row until you fill up all the vacant seats. Now, our PhD candidates, these are your seats for the rest of the ceremony, right through to the end, okay? So the warning is, don't anyone take them, all right? They'll get upset. You never know what's likely to happen. So an usher will make sure that they're there for you, okay? So you've sat down. One of you fine folk will come and give the graduate speaker's address. And is that fine folk here? I can't see anyone volunteering. I'll volunteer someone. Who's the graduate speaker this morning? Just give me a... Oh, you. I'm looking the wrong way. Okay, good. You know what the process is. You've been... Yeah, here. Come up here. Graduate speaker will come up here and address you from that lectern. Following that, there will be a musical interlude. And then following that, the presiding officer will close the ceremony. You'll be asked to stand. The official party will leave the stage down the centre aisle, and we ask graduates, as you will be then, to follow 2 rows at a time down the back, outside, and enjoy some light refreshments, emphasis on light refreshments, outside with your family and friends. Now, one other thing about mobile phones, when you're on stage, please no selfies. Okay? It'd be good. We appreciate that. That happened before with one of our occasional speakers, very well-known Australian, and they were really, really upset. So we have to emphasise that. So no selfies on stage. And as I say, just go ahead and enjoy today. Okay? You've earned your position, your status here, and the award of your degrees. So well done and enjoy.
Congratulations on your graduation, the start of a bright future, a future that Macquarie University wants to share with you. As a graduate, you are now part of our alumni community, a vast connected network that spans the globe, with thought leadership and networking events, locally and around the world, where you can connect with other alumni, find a future employer or employee. Also, as part of the alumni community, you have access to a wide range of benefits discounts, free access to the library for life, an alumni e-magazine, special events, networks, and career and professional development opportunities. We celebrate and champion our graduate stories and achievements, so stay connected and stay informed. Graduation is an amazing milestone and one step on a lifelong partnership with Macquarie. That's you to the power of us. Stay connected by letting us know where your journey takes you. Simply update your details at mq.edu.au/alumni.
Hello again. We're just about underway. Shortly, the official party will enter the graduation hall. When they've taken their positions on stage, Advance Australia Fair will be played, and we invite you to join in the singing of the national anthem. So please stand for the academic procession, if you're able.
Please be seated. Distinguished guests, I would like to invite Uncle Chris Tobin, representative of the Darug people, to offer the traditional acknowledgement of country.
Thank you. Bujimulinu, everyone, good morning, and Nalawa, welcome. I'd like to begin by acknowledging that we meet together on the traditional country of the Darug people, Wallamata. It's the clan country of the Wallamedical people, the snapper fish folk. I wish to also pay my respects to those that went before us, our elders and our ancestors, and to thank the university for the invitation to come and join you for the acknowledgement of country. The acknowledgement of country for me is one of those beautiful protocols we have in contemporary Australia, where we get to pay our respects to Aboriginal Australia and affirm ourselves as a people who care about what is right and work together for a common purpose, which is the social and environmental healing of our country. My family, in fact, descend from Yarramundi, a respected elder and cleverman from the neighbouring Burrabrongal clan during the early years of colonisation. He saw that our survival in this new world could best be secured if we could learn more about it. So he enrolled his daughter, Bullangai, or Maria as she's known, into the Native Institute, a school set up in 1815 by Governor Macquarie, offering formal education to Aboriginal children. Maria studied there for several years and used her newly acquired skills to lobby and eventually secure some land for herself and her family out along the Richmond Road. Other Aboriginal families soon joined them, seeking refuge there during the brutal displacement of Aboriginal people throughout the 1800s. And the place became known as the Blackstown, where the present-day city of Blacktown gets its name from. We are very proud of her, as I'm sure your families are of you here today. And with good reason. Your success is our success. Your advancement, our advancement. Now that was probably better understood in more traditional times when camp groups were smaller and clans abided by strict sharing laws, which meant the food that you caught and brought back was distributed throughout the rest of the camp. Your skills and good fortune were thus enjoyed by all. Your efforts literally nourished the rest of the community, and you in turn were looked after by them. Yes, we can live quite beautifully when we work together. Our Aboriginal ancestors certainly lived well in many respects, and I use occasions like this to offer them to yourselves as a model or a benchmark on how good to expect our lives today. You see, when Captain Cook arrived here a little over 250 years ago, he described the people he encountered as one of the happiest people he met. They owned nothing, he wrote, but the tools they carried. They were naked, made their shelters from the bark of trees without cutting them down, and fed their families from the earth without excessive tilling or clearing. There was no slavery, no armies, no rich and poor, and no homelessness. People cooperated to collect the resources that were needed, which were then shared out according to strict Aboriginal law. Our lands are maintained in their natural state through fire and responsible harvesting. Our rivers and waterways kept clean and unpolluted, with people drinking out of them, as they have done here in Wallamata for the past 20,000 years. So please consider, this is not an ideal or a dream yet to be realised. This is normal life and has been for the longest time, and not that long ago. So there is no good reason why we should expect less for ourselves and our children than what our ancestors enjoyed. Admittedly, there's a lot more of us. However, we are a clever people, and there is still much magic in the world, I like to believe. So graduates, I would say expect great and wonderful things from your life. Life is good, we are naturally happy, and normally very good at looking after each other and the planet. I would suggest you share your skills with the rest of us where you can, and keep following that beautiful spirit within you that got you this far. Do this, and I'm confident that we can put together a world we can be proud of, and a future that is worthy of our children. We can all do our bit. I'll do mine now by winding up and letting you graduate. Just want to say congratulations to all of you. Have a wonderful day and all the best in our collective futures. Thank you. Yano.
Distinguished guests, I'm pleased to introduce Pro-Chancellor of Macquarie University, Professor Nick Mansfield.
Thanks very much, Chris, for the acknowledgement to country. We're here today to celebrate the value and meaning of education and the difference that it makes, and it adds a huge amount to the significance of the event to be able to connect it to the long traditions of wisdom and learning that have been enacted on these lands for many thousands of years. It's a great honour for the university that you come and give the acknowledgement, and we're very deeply grateful. Colleagues, guests, families and friends of our graduands, and most importantly, all our graduands. It's my distinct honour and pleasure to welcome you here today to this graduation ceremony. I bring our graduands and their guests an especially warm welcome and special greeting from the members of the Macquarie University Council, the university's governing body. It's our hope that today is a very happy and memorable occasion for all of you. Now, I see and hear that we might have a number of small children or maybe even a baby or two here in the hall today, and I want you to know that they are especially welcome. And I also want you to know that we don't expect young children to remain either still or silent through the long course of a graduation ceremony. This is very much an event for families and friends, and small children are especially welcome. You're welcome. Today is a milestone day. Today we celebrate the wonderful achievements of those of you about to graduate. Completing a university degree is not an easy thing. It requires an intelligent and inquiring mind, determination and perseverance, and you've made many sacrifices along the way in pursuit of your end goal. But now you've made it, and I look forward to personally congratulating each and every one of you. I also want to especially welcome the families, supporters, and friends of our graduates here with us this morning as invited guests. The fact that you've been invited by one of our graduates to celebrate in one of the most memorable days of their lives shows that you've been an important and positive influence. So to our invited guests, congratulations to you as well, and thank you for sharing this event with us. Universities are different from schools, colleges, and other educational institutions in that they link teaching, the sharing of knowledge and ideas, with research, the discovery and formulation of new knowledge and new ways of thinking. There are very few innovations in our world, whether it be in how we're treated when we're sick, how we interact with our environment, the technologies that increasingly define our work, communication, and entertainment, how we are educated, the laws we live by, the policies governments pursue, or the debates that define how we will live, think, and make values that are not touched or even initiated in university research. A university education teaches you not only skills and knowledge, but gives you awareness of how truth and new ideas develop, how they are tested, and how they are validated. Innovation is at the heart of every university and therefore also challenge, difficulty, and the excitement that go with them. Macquarie University is at the forefront of innovation and challenge. It was at Macquarie University, for example, and work done in conjunction with the CSIRO, that the world's first working WLAN microchip, on which current Wi-Fi technology depends, was developed. Technology that most of us carry around with us all of the time, and that we depend on constantly, and that many of you will use to record today's events. It's this spirit of innovation we celebrate especially in the graduation of our PhD candidates, who are being awarded the world's highest academic qualification for projects that by definition must be original, groundbreaking, and forward-thinking, no matter what the field. But everyone who is graduating today has had to confront challenges of innovation, of new ways of thinking, and of change. A process that I'm sure has had its surprises and difficulties and confounding moments, as well as moments of anxiety, uncertainty, and stress. But graduates, you have confronted these challenges and you have won through. You have faced uncertainty and difficulty. You have been assessed against high standards, world-class standards, and you have met with success. You should be very proud of what you have achieved, and it's no small accomplishment. And the university is certainly proud of you and what you have achieved. But we at Macquarie are also very much aware that education is not simply an academic matter. It is fundamentally about people and about human relationships. The university strives to be an hospitable, open, and supportive environment. The friendliness, inclusiveness, and approachability of Macquarie staff and students, for example, is often commented on by visitors to the university, both from around Australia and also overseas. This is an inherent part of the Macquarie culture, and we intend that it will always remain so. Remember, you will always be welcome here. Macquarie University will always be a leader in teaching and learning, and a leader in the accumulation of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. However, our collective journey is about building community where we have shared values and where we care about each other, even when our points of view on some matters might diverge. It is that combination of intellectual endeavour and human care that defines what a university is all about. Guests, academic and professional colleagues, and most importantly, our graduates, I offer you the warmest of welcomes to Macquarie University on this grand occasion. Just a few minutes, it will be my very great honour to confer your degrees upon you and welcome you as lifelong members of that community of scholars we proudly call Macquarie University. But now it's my great pleasure to introduce our occasional speaker, Simon Duffy AM. Simon has close to 3 decades' experience working in the conservation industry. He's worked across multiple disciplines, including wildlife care and welfare, education, regulation, curatorial, science, and conservation. Simon joined Taronga Conservation Society Australia in 1996 as a volunteer straight out of university, inspired by a work experience stint at Western Plains Zoo in Dubbo when he was 15 years old. He worked in many roles within the organisation, learning the ins and outs of every aspect, but always championing how people and nature need to connect for a more balanced and sustainable future. Simon's final role at Taronga was Executive Director of Taronga Zoo. Simon took his passion and experience in wildlife conservation to the Botanic Gardens of Sydney as Chief Executive, leading the incredible organisation into the future by advocating for the science, conservation, horticulture, education, recreation and visitor programs that enrich the lives of our local communities and global audiences, as well as providing solutions to critical environmental challenges facing all of life on Earth. As a cultural and scientific institution, Botanic Gardens of Sydney includes the Royal Botanic Gardens, Sydney, the Domain, Australian Botanic Gardens, Mount Annan, Blue Mountains Botanic Gardens, Mount Tomah, and the nation's premier botanical research organisation, the Australian Institute of Botanical Science. Simon's an active member of several conservation and welfare committees and boards. He was most recently chair of the Jane Goodall Institute Australia Board. He's a graduate of the Australian Institute of Company Directors, holds bachelor degrees in both teaching and education, and was appointed a member of the Order of Australia in 2019 in recognition of his work in wildlife conservation, both in Australia and for primate species in Africa. I now invite Simon Duffy AM to deliver the occasional address.
Thank you. I also want to acknowledge the traditional owners of this unceded land and pay my respects to the people that have cared for this land in a balanced way for millennia. And my friend Nadi says from the very first sunrise, and I believe that as well. I would like to acknowledge the presiding officer, members of the faculty, the staff, distinguished guests and graduates, and especially their families and friends. Today, I'm hoping to share with you some thoughts and lessons that I have learnt over 30 years since I was sitting where you are today. Looking back, it's hard to believe it was 30 years, but 30 years, I've had a very fulfilling and fortunate career. As mentioned, today I'm the Chief Executive of the Botanic Gardens of Sydney, the oldest science institution in Australia, not discounting our First Nations science that has been going on for millennia. We care for over 800 hectares of stunning botanic gardens and conservation areas. We care for Sydney's preeminent outdoor venue, the Domain, which has had pretty great artists, and many of you may have visited those. And we have over 13 million visits a year of people who come to our gardens and the Domain. As mentioned before this job, I was the Executive Director of Taronga Zoo, caring for over 5,000 animals, leading critical conservation projects and inspiring 60,000 students each year. I'm sharing those things because I feel extremely lucky that I've had those experiences. I'm not the brightest, most talented or particular specialist in a field, but looking back on my career, I do think there's some lessons that I've learnt and that I can share with you that helped me on this amazing journey to be in the fortunate position that I have been and may help you today. As also mentioned, there are times in your life there are big changes, and today is one. Others are when you started school, moved from school to university, and when I think about those transitions, it always took me time to adjust. I remember starting university and my first year was not the best. I barely passed. The change from being well supported in high school to being more independent and responsible was something that took me time to get used to. The change felt uncomfortable, challenging, and gave me some level of anxiety, as do those changes. There were days that I thought, I don't want to do this. I might give up. I might quit. And you may already know this, but this is not a feeling that only young people feel. It will continue throughout your life. But what I've found and experienced is that you need to step back for a moment. Take a breath. Be brave. Acknowledge the anxiety. Give it some time, and it will get easier. Luckily, I passed at university, and I changed my trajectory of almost failing, and I finished my first degree. But it didn't feel right. I was not fully committed. And fortunately, at that time, I met someone special, a lecturer from my university, who encouraged me to go on to further study in environmental education with a focus on human behaviour change. His name, or we called him Professor Tony, and he became such an important influence and mentor for me at the time, and that continues today. Professor Tony's mentorship changed and inspired my career, and I'm certain that I wouldn't be working in the field that I am without his influence. So my lesson here for you all is seek out a mentor or someone that inspires but also challenges you throughout your career and life. It is so valuable. As you all commence and continue your journey, your work and study journey, it is okay to struggle a little at times and find it a bit hard. That's normal. When this happens to me, what I've learnt and what I rely upon in my work and my family and life is making time for reflection. When it gets tough, step away for a moment, or many moments if you need it, and just reflect on the bigger situation, not just the problem, but what's all that surrounds you, those supports that you have, your family, your friends, the good things, the solutions. Take the time that you need to give this a greater perspective. My next lesson that I want to share is when I was looking for my first job. And this has been reinforced to me by my 14-year-old son, who never takes no for an answer. And my lesson is, if you're really passionate about something, don't take no as that answer. So when I graduated, like you all today, I wanted to work in environmental education. So I made a phone call to Taronga Zoo. And I said, hello, I've graduated. Can I come and volunteer with you? They said no. They said, we're very busy. So I said, I can help with that. They said, we don't provide insurance to volunteers, which was a lie. So I said, I'll get insurance. So I went back to the university, who supported me and provided me with a cover note to have a work placement, and I was off to Sydney. So after that initial week of work experience, I became a volunteer, and then 27 years later, I was the executive director of Taronga Zoo. This came not just from not taking no as an answer, but also saying yes to opportunities along my career path. In my first year at working Taronga Zoo, I was again very fortunate to meet the amazing Dr. Jane Goodall. I was of an age of many of you graduating today, and that evening I just luckily found myself at a kitchen table, just a couple of people with Dr. Jane, where she was telling us the stories of her life and the reasons for hope. A few weeks later, after meeting her, I received a letter from her that said, Simon, hear your heart. She was saying, stay true to your passion and do what's right and makes you feel good. Jane was also very clever. She was a gatherer, and she gathered me. So I went on to work in chimpanzee sanctuaries in the Democratic Republic of Congo and be the chair of the Jane Goodall board for 10 years. I am deeply saddened by her passing, but her legacy will live on. After 27 years at Taronga, I moved to the Botanic Gardens of Sydney. reflection on this change and that new challenges are healthy, they're exciting and motivating. So push for those in your life and career as well. As I wrap up, it would be remiss of me not to mention nature. At the Botanic Gardens of Sydney, our vision is plants at the heart of a thriving world, and our purpose is to inspire enjoyment, learning, and the conservation of nature. So whatever you all go on to do, please think about nature and your part and your role in that. We are not separate from nature, which I believe that you all know, and our decisions every day have an impact onto those beautiful and complex ecosystems. So make the right decisions. Thank you for inviting me to speak today. I wish you all the best for your future. Hear your heart. Don't take no for an answer if you're truly passionate about it. Be reflective and make decisions for nature. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Simon, for those warm and encouraging words, and also for giving up your time today. So thank you very much for coming along. As Pro-Chancellor of Macquarie University, I especially look forward to presiding at ceremonies like this one today and conferring degrees on those who've met with the university's requirements for awards. I now call on Acting Registrar Professor Leanne Piggott to formally certify the eligibility of those who have met the university's requirement for awards. Professor Piggott.
Pro-Chancellor, I certify that all of the candidates being presented here today and those who are absent have satisfied the requirements of the Academic Senate for the degrees they are to be awarded. Would all candidates for admission to degree please stand?
In the name of the Macquarie University Council and by my authority as Pro-Chancellor, I admit each of you present and those who are absent to the degrees for which you have qualified. Congratulations.
Graduates, please be seated. Pro-Chancellor, the graduates at this ceremony are from the Faculty of Science and Engineering. I now call on Professor Grant Hose, Head of School of Natural Sciences at the Faculty of Science and Engineering, to present the graduates. Professor Hose.
Pro-Chancellor, the graduates at this ceremony are from the Faculty of Science and Engineering. We are a dynamic faculty, driven by the spirit of discovery, striving to nurture the next generation of science and technology innovators. We deliver world-class education to enable our students to reach their full potential and work with our communities to discover and innovate with sustainability at the core. While in many areas we are the best in the world, we have a higher mission, and that is indeed to be the best for the world. We have a wonderful mix of science and engineering together in a single faculty, which means we can conduct research from fundamental science through to developing new technologies for the 21st century. I'll give you just a few examples of the exciting work underway in our faculty. In our school, the School of Natural Sciences, our researchers have developed a science-based system for managing rivers, which is now used all around the world. And researchers in our Centre of Excellence for Synthetic Biology are engineering microbes to turn agricultural waste into sustainable products, thereby building a new bio-based economy. Astronomers in our School of Mathematical and Physical Sciences are answering the big questions, such as how atoms that make us all up were forged in the explosions of ancient stars. They do this using the instruments built right here at the AAO Macquarie. The AAO, or Australian Astronomy Optics, is a dedicated team of scientists and engineers who make specialist equipment to work with the world's largest telescopes to enable astronomers to explore the cosmos. In our School of Computing, our researchers are making fundamental advances in security and cryptography so that we can trust the information technologies that our lives now depend upon. Our School of Engineering is building the next generation of communication technologies, such as 5G and 6G mobile networks. And in our Department of Applied Biosciences, we work closely with industry and government partners to develop solutions to solve the challenging problems, such as how to prevent the Queensland fruit fly from devastating our fruit crops. Pro-Chancellor, I present to you the graduates from the Faculty of Science and Engineering whom you have admitted to degrees and awarded diplomas. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Medical Sciences. Emma O'Reilly. Maria Sayun. Monisha Murty. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Biodiversity and Conservation. Camilla Beltran Royal. Kaylin Crawford. Triana Fernandez. Shanae Insel. Mark McGill. Liam Morrison. Yolanda Roberts. Tara Subilic. Ella Wheel. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Environment. Sarah Biviano. Noah Brennan. Lawrence D'Andrea. Rachel Greentree. Dylan Harris. Jack Hemmons. Jessica Jarmain. Miranda Kirkman. Owen Marnell. Liam Matthews. Robert Ritchie. Muhammad Nihal, son of Muhammad Abul Qasim. Estella Thompson. Lara Van Rooyen. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Medical Sciences. Yassar El Balal. Zara Abraham. Rayleigh Alcantara. Dana Al-Jarani. Fakiha Amal. Caitlin Argy. Aisha Arshad. Sanda Keen Ong. Miriam Bayo. Anvitha Bomik. Macy Boutros. Emma Carthu. Jasmine Charmy. Corinna Chand. Kavish Chand. Matilda Chesterfield. Erin Clark. Rushdie Dave. Claudia Dixon. Maria Espinoza. Alexander Fry. Mark Vinci Filgueras. Anastasia Fuloon. Clea Gitz. Imogen Gray. Himanshi Gupta. Chloe Hayes. Wenxi Hu. Anthony Huon. Inderpreet Singh, who is the recipient of the Macquarie University Award for Academic Excellence. Riley Jackson. Parminder Kaur. Tali Krisha. Shakshi Kumar. Ryan Lee. Eve McLennan. Philip McDonald. Pania Macquarie Mogadam. Whitney Nguyen. Stephanie Walsu. Seha Majila Pant. Lauren Parison. Rumandi Pereira. Alini Pringle, who is the recipient of the Macquarie University Award for Academic Excellence. Amanda Jane Quinn. Mariam Rashid. Nandini Reddy. Mackenzie Sinclair, who is the recipient of the Macquarie University Award for Academic Excellence. And Julie Sudarshanan. Chung Lei Sun. Connor Swinton. Shreya Temkar. Miriam Toivainen. Jessica Nok Hui Tu. Sophia Vidotto. Emma Webb. George Wynne. Yuang Xia. Wania Zaidi. Julian Zhou. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Science. Youssef Ahmed. Ana Cecilia Baez Cornell. Georgia Bloodworth. Isha Bondok. Ted Camilleri. Alicia Chow. Nicholas Cortellis. Janice Juhandi. Samuel Field. Sharon Gardner. Zara Jinwala. Daniel Goni. Rowan Heaton. Karen Hully. Gemma Hullick. Madeline Kempson. Lauren Marlowe. Benjamin Pirro. Kate Reid. Hamish Ryan. Patricia Seaburn. Bo Smith. Trevor Supple. Eldette van der Walt. Bailey Walker. Chantal Maria Tsang. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of Conservation Biology and Master of Environment. Jose Ignacio Camo Sequeira. Steffi Andrea Alcoseba Maracofesca. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of Biotechnology. Paris Alibi. Carl Marvin Bantug. Ritik Rohidas Desai. Gansetseg Gunbold. Adiba Noah Hawk. Venkata Jagadeep Nandapati. Louis Chandra Pratama. Mahia Mahuddin Kadre. Darshna Shankar. Priyansu Sharma. Shirish Sharma. Shubhecha Shrestha. Nuzat Tabusam. Sophia Marie Yap. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of Conservation Biology. Raghunandan Chidambaram. April Fiora, who is the recipient of the Macquarie University Award for Academic Excellence. Tiffany Huxley. Daniel Jerd. Jessica Terry Lewis, who is the recipient of the Macquarie University Award for Academic Excellence. Ashley Wright, who is the recipient of the Macquarie University Award for Academic Excellence. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of Environment. Muhammad Abdullah. Amol Ayal. Daisy Barlas. Jubin David. Sumitra Rani Debi. Shrija Darkol. Diksha Dugal. Swati Gore. Swan Ya Phyo Han. Muhammad Iqbal Hassan. Hamza Khan. Yuan Tung Naomi Liu. Raya Sudeep Meitu. Cam Vin Trin. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Master of Marine Science and Management, Simran Singh. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of Sustainable Development, Baigal Ma Jasa Khan. Catherine Judd. Akanksha Rawat. Tamara Margaretha Marwa Sapari. Pro-Chancellor. A higher degree by research is awarded to a graduate who has successfully completed a program of study in which the defining characteristic is research. Our Master of Research is a 2-year full-time equivalent research training degree consisting of research-based coursework, postgraduate research training and a major research project. Graduates have focused on a specific research topic to produce a thesis of up to 20,000 words in preparation for a doctoral degree. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of Research. Hannah Doolan for a thesis entitled Isolation of Natural Products from Western Australian Marine Sponges. Michelle Mannion for a thesis entitled Suitability Modelling for Offshore Cultivation of Macrocystis porifera in Australia's Southern Waters. Christopher O'Connor for a thesis entitled Use of Isotopes and Biometals to Detect Origin and Host of Invasive Arthropods. Daniel Pascoe for a thesis entitled Identifying Genetic Determinants of Membrane Permeability in Acinetobacter baumannii. Tegan Pine for a thesis entitled Population Genetics of Listrum ballotti in Western Australia. Natalie Roberts for a thesis entitled Investigating Lysis Inhibition in a Novel T4-like phage. Samrakun Mudiyansalaga Samrakun for a thesis entitled Investigating Functional and Genetic Characteristics of Beneficial Seed Bacteria. Jessica Simpson for a thesis entitled Investigating the Effect of Metformin on the Gut Microbiome and Glycome in Colorectal Cancer. The Doctor of Philosophy is awarded to graduates who have demonstrated the capacity to conduct research independently by forming a distinct contribution to the knowledge of the subject and to afford evidence of coherence and originality shown either by the discovery of new facts or by the exercise of independent critical power. I present the graduates admitted to the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. Dr. Kandakar Asif Ahmed for a thesis entitled Genetic Basis of Remating Inhibition in Queensland Fruit Fly. Dr. Amir Muhammad Arash for a thesis entitled Flood Hydrology and River Recovery in Eastern Australia. Dr. Payal Barua for a thesis entitled Chemical Proteomic Analysis of Plasma Membrane Proteins using claudines and EGFR as markers. Dr. Christine Shivas, awarded the Vice-Chancellor's Commendation for Postgraduate Research for a thesis entitled Exploring the Application of Mosquito iDNA for Monitoring Australian Mammals and Birds. Dr. Dayanitha Damodaran for a thesis entitled Understanding Substrate Requirements of Coastal Marine Taxa to Produce Effective Eco-Engineered Surfaces. Dr. Vijayamuni Devage Sanjaya Chaturanga Damaratna for a thesis entitled Sperm Transfer Limitations in Australian Spiders. Dr. Anjali Gopakumar for a thesis entitled Investigating Ecosystem Structure and Function in Restored Coastal Salt Marshes, a macro to micro scale approach. Dr. Fergus Harrison, awarded the Vice-Chancellor's Commendation for Postgraduate Research for a thesis entitled Innovations in Yeast Engineering and bioprocess sustainability, from multiplex CRISPR to insect-derived nutrients. Dr. Wei Cheng Jiang for a thesis entitled Assessing the Magmatic Hydrothermal History at White Island, Macquarie, New Zealand. Dr. Jocelyn Johns for a thesis entitled Engineering New Strains of Escherichia coli for Renewable Hydrogen Production. Dr. Arzak Mohammed for a thesis entitled Non-Invasive Analyses Reveal the Technology and Authenticity of Ancient Papyri. Dr. Tess Nelson for a thesis entitled Investigating the Response of Groundwater Ecosystems to Water Level Fluctuations. Dr. Vanessa Pena Gonzalez for a thesis entitled Ecological Influences on the Brain of Spiders. Dr. Matthew Phillips for a thesis entitled Transport of Elements in the Lithosphere. Dr. Pramita Ranjit awarded the Vice-Chancellor's Commendation for Research for a thesis entitled Molecular Insights into Nutrient Uptake Mechanisms in Marine Synococcus Species. Dr. Sani Silvasti for a thesis entitled The Ecology and Evolution of Dynamic Colour Signalling. Dr. Minin Sinsona for a thesis entitled Eco-Engineering Marine Urban Infrastructure, the role of habitat complexity in predator mitigation. The University Medal is the university's most prestigious academic award and is awarded to students who have demonstrated exceptional academic excellence throughout their university studies. Pro-Chancellor, I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Master of Research with the University Medal in Molecular Sciences, Jasmine Williams, for a thesis entitled Investigating Cooperation and Resistance of Critically Important Pathogens. Pro-Chancellor, that completes this morning's presentation of the graduates from the Faculty of Science and Engineering.
Pro-Chancellor, I call on Dr. Arzak Mohammed, who graduated with a Doctor of Philosophy, to speak on behalf of the graduating group. Dr. Mohammed.
Assalamu alaikum. Good morning, Pro-Chancellor, members of the university, fellow graduates, and guests. It is such an honor to stand before you today. I congratulate all the graduates, our supervisors, and the families who supported us, because this day belongs to all of us. When I began my PhD at Macquarie, I dreamed of this moment. Coming from a small village in Egypt, El Agamiyin, where my parents never had a chance to go to college. My dream was to become a doctor. As a young girl, I used to write Dr. Arzak with a chalk on the wall, on mud brick wall in our house. Education became my hope for a better life. We had no wealth, but we had love, passion, and encouragement. My father once told me he would carry rocks if that was what it took us to see his children educated. Today, I say thank you. Thanks to his soul, who I lost during COVID. Thanks to my mom, my sister Riham, my brothers, Muhammad, Ahmed, Mahmoud, and the soul of my brother Mustafa. Also, thanks to my kids, Salma, Lara, Liane. I know how much you sacrificed and struggled with me, but we did it. We did it together. The journey wasn't easy. I am a single mother of 3, far from my family, living with a chronic illness. But alhamdulillah, I refused to give up. There were failure and rejection, but also success and joy. Through it all, I refused to give up. Alhamdulillah, I became unstoppable. I am grateful to my supervisors, Damian Gour, Malcolm Schott, and the Macquarie research community who guided me, especially Ronica Bauer. Thanks to my School of Natural Sciences. I also wanted to thank my home country, Egypt. And my colleague at the Faculty of Archaeology, Fayoum University. I will always be proud to say I am Egyptian, and I pray for peace in the Middle East soon. My message to you all is simple. Never give up. Take every opportunity to learn, share knowledge, and support others. Because when you give, you will receive even more in return. If a young girl from a mud brick house in Egypt can stand here today as Dr. Arzak, then your dreams are also possible. As Nelson Mandela once said, it is always seems impossible until it is done. Congratulations to all of us. This is only the beginning.
Thank you so much, Arzak, for that passionate and inspiring address, and congratulations again. That was Angela Brewer. Angela is the founder and artistic director of Coast Opera Australia. Will you please join me in thanking her again for that special performance? Please also join me in thanking our musicians this morning on the organ, Heather Moen Boyd. And on the trumpet, Melanie McLaughlin. I'd also like to take this opportunity to thank representatives from our alumni community who've offered their time to ensure that today's events run smoothly and so we can all celebrate the occasion. And finally, please join me in thanking our technical staff who ensure that the proceedings can be seen and heard, not just for all of you here today, but for those watching the event on the live stream around the world. Graduates, this ceremony marks a change in your relationship with Macquarie University, but it certainly does not represent the end of your association with us. From today onwards, you're now part of the bigger Macquarie family. Our alumni network, which has over 234,000 members living in over 150 countries around the world, now welcomes you to its fold. We look forward to seeing you back on campus to attend alumni events, to undertake further study, or simply to visit our beautiful surrounds and reminisce about the good times you had here as a Macquarie University student. Graduates, the award of a university degree carries many opportunities and privileges, but like all privileges, it also carries responsibilities. We urge you to commit to lifelong learning and inquiry. We urge you to set ambitious goals for yourselves. We urge you to continue the hard work that has already brought you this far. And remember, the world isn't only changed by the great leaps forward of an Albert Einstein or a Marie Curie, but by the many contributions, small and large, of people just like you. At Macquarie, we pride ourselves on developing each and every one of our students into engaged community citizens and leaders. So we urge you to always give thought to what you can do for others along the way. You don't have to do much sometimes to make a real difference to someone's life. Sometimes a small gesture or a kind word can mean an enormous amount. We challenge you to continue to exercise sound judgment and initiative and always be generous in offering practical advice and wisdom to those you meet on life's journey. Our hope is that as graduates of Macquarie University, you'll use what you've learned here not only for your own benefit, but also for the betterment of our communities. And in all you do, we charge you to uphold the good name of Macquarie University. It's also our hope that you always remember the people who've helped you along the way, many of whom are here with you today. So to acknowledge their contribution and thank them, I'm going to ask you to do a couple of things. First, I'd like all our new graduates to please stand. Now, place your testamas on your seats behind you. Turn around to face your families and friends, and now it's time to give them a mighty round of applause. Okay, you can turn around now. Don't sit down. Here on the dais with me are representatives of the university's academic staff who've supported you throughout your journey. So please join me in thanking them. Graduates, please remain standing. Do pick up your testamas. We don't wish to leave them behind. The official party will soon leave the graduation hall, followed by the graduates in procession. As we do, our organist will play the traditional recessional music of graduation that's been played at ceremonies just like this one down through the centuries. There's an age-old set of Latin lyrics to this music which begins Gaudiemus igitur dum sumus juvenes. Translation, this graduation exit song says, "Therefore let us rejoice, for we will always be young." The song speaks in a whimsical way of youth and old age at the same time, the brevity of life and the inevitability of death, of the state and the city, and of happiness. So to our newest graduates of Macquarie University, my warmest congratulations and every best wish for futures filled with success, satisfaction, and most importantly, with happiness. Now might I ask everyone to please stand. The official party is about to leave the hall, followed by the graduates. I then invite you all to follow our graduates out of the graduation hall onto the platform behind the building to enjoy some light refreshments. Closing today's wonderful celebration of our achievements, I say again, Gaudiamus igitur, therefore let us rejoice.